frosty morning. A little cold. That's why I wanted to make that winterizing video for the homeowners if they leave for the weekend, so your stuff doesn't freeze. Windy.
Right here, huh? You have a backhoe now.
A lot of infiltrators. Stanley picked it up.
Walking around this way.
Semi-heavy. Actually, they're pretty heavy. Very late update. Took Mike down the flag, picking up the truck. These guys did all the good things, the cool stuff, the hard working stuff. Stuff that I didn't want to do. But that's a lot of infiltrators. New project coming up pretty soon is a suitcase, but not gonna. It's a suitcase. trying to figure out the right words to use on what it's going to be used for, but that's the old style. Oldish new. So this is how big it normally looks. The other one that I was showing you, that's a really big oversized one because of that thicker foam. This is how big it was. So it looks a lot smaller, and it looks a lot smaller. So this is what it normally looked like. As you can see, the spigot goes straight across. The other one that I was showing you guys, it was on that side. Only because how the, sorry it's like so windy. Only because how the home was for that one. And just like the other one, I'm going to take that pressure gauge off. So as you see, it's all insulated, pipes are insulated. The foam on this is skinnier. So that's what it normally looked like. It's a lot smaller. And then solar controllers right up on top, the wiring, switch. So that's how big it originally was. And that one, I'm gonna beef up the foam as well. Try and keep the same size, just beef up the foam. And yeah, remove that pressure gauge. I forgot to mention for some of the homeowners on the winterizing part, the pressure gauge will actually break as well, because if you know how pressure gauges work, it's like a brass, and it does this, and it has a spring on there, and that spring is connected to the dial. So that spring or that brass is like this, and it's pressed on one side, and it's just soldered, so it holds its pressure. And when it builds up air or water pressure, it'll straighten itself out, and that's what makes that needle climb. So that will actually crack and break, separate, and it'll leak right there. I forgot to mention that in the winterizing part. If you were not to drain out the system, that will break. That's why for suitcases I removed that part. But yeah, it's so windy here. Yeah, Harvin. Looks like one of the sand people from Star Wars. Where are our water trucks and trailers? Dun dun dun. Arvin looking at me all weird. Cool thing is we are getting mobile offices. Well, actually one mobile office for Shanna and Mike, so they can be right in the front. So when homeowners or anybody going by, they're like, hey, nobody's working here today. They can be parked here. They can be trying to figure out where my hand's at. They can be parked here in the front, and the office is gonna be right next to it. Right in the front for their view. Gate's always gonna be open, so they can see them working here. We're gonna move that hand washing station on this side. Sorry for the shake on that one. And what's nice about it as well, with it being in the front right here where Stanley just cleared out, is because nobody really knows if anybody's here or anything like that, because they park in the back. And that main Connex office with the Dig Deep logo on the side, it actually has a office built onto it, but it's in the back. It's in the back side of the Connex. Even with that Connex on the outside, where it used to be at, no one knew if someone was working or not, because Mike and Shannon would be in the back. They didn't know that somebody was back there. Then they would just go home, and then Dig Deep would get a call saying nobody's working over here. So it's gonna be really nice that they're gonna get their new mobile office right in the front. Big sign. Probably should get one of those neon signs that says open. But yeah, it's gonna be nice for them. Also, I can take that office. It's cold. It's gonna be cold. I know theirs is gonna be warm. It's not gonna be metal like the Connex. It's all insulated. It's wood. They're so lucky. That side on the Connex, that one gets really cold. We hook up generators to it. I think we're the only team out of all of Dig Deep that does not have a warehouse, a covered warehouse, like that big thing in the back. That's Shanto's. We're not really allowed to use that. Hopefully we can, but not right now. But we don't have an enclosed warehouse. We don't have a real office side. There's a power line, but we're not connected to it. We use generators. We use generators to run any kind of charging. Use our Starlink. We had to plug it in, extension cord. We can't really use heaters unless you see that small one that I was using, or a little propane heater. That thing gets nice and hot, but it like burns your eyes because it's propane. So yeah, we're like the only team in Dig Deep that don't have any of those. We work outside. 95% of our time is outside. The other 5% is sometimes inside the Connex or in the homes. So we're pretty rugged. That's why you can't shave or cut your hair, because it's too cold. That's why Harvin keeps his hair long, keeps that wind off his back. Yep, that's a lot of infiltrators. We use 2 per home. There's 30 sets, 30 homes right here. It's getting dark, it's getting cold. You want to see my heater, my little propane heater? It gets really hot. It's not too bad. It's nice because I got that big door open. There's a vent, spins back and forth. But if it's in that office side, it does kind of hurt your eyeballs. Just that propane exhaust vents. It's not the best. It hurts. But it does get hot. It's a lot better than that little electric one. So I don't have to turn the generator on, plug it in, anything like that. So there's one thing I do wish that we thinking about doing it. I'm not sure if I should do it or not, but the hand washing station, I was thinking about putting our Ream water heater in there, just so your hands are not cold. Things like ice cold. It's not frozen yet. It freezes at night, but that little pump kicks on, it moves the water around, and then it unthaws itself. It's still cold, but it unthaws itself so we can use it. But yeah, I'm like tempted to put our water heater in there just so we can have hot water instead of cold water. But pretty cool. It's all nice and flat, cleaned out, and ready for the new mobile office. I'm stoked to see it. It looks, I've seen a picture of it. It looks pretty cool. It's like 12 feet by 30 feet. So I think it's about the size of one of these connexes. Maybe that one. Maybe a little longer than that one. So that would be cool to see. Yeah, it's getting cold. It's getting pretty cold. And I do enjoy seeing the new subscribers. People commenting. Thank you very much. Sometimes I don't get around to it to comment back or push that little thumbs up button, but I do appreciate all the comments. To everyone that comments, I do appreciate it, and I appreciate the new subscribers. Very awesome, very cool, and I really did miss being back on the camera, talking to all of you. I did really miss it. It feels, the first day kind of felt a little weird, had to get back in that groove, but now it just feels natural again. Feels good, but it's getting cold. Hope you guys are staying warm, and I will catch you guys in the next one.